You may be asking how. Elephant money, the future is now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Sweet. I love it. Hey, welcome everybody. Welcome to Herdcast. Man, we're having a great time. Oh my goodness. Gotta contain myself here. That was great. Ah, wow. So we are here with Nakisha and Liz. And what I want to do is, before I introduce them, I'm going to do a quick share. And let's see. Let's see. Because what I'd like to do is start us off by talking about elephant money right off the bat for people who are new here onto the live, for anyone who may see this later. Let's talk about elephant money. You know what I need to do is I have to fix something on my end, because sorry for this dead air here, but I have to fix it. I've got too many windows. I hear my own I hear my own YouTube channel in the background on a big delay. That is not good. Sorry. Okay. I'm back. Okay, I got that fixed. That was key. All right. Elephant money. What is elephant money? Starting with the elephant token. This token outperformed 100% of the top 100 tokens in cryptocurrency in the year 2022. So that is very impressive. And one thing that we can do is I'll go to a chart a little bit later, and I'm all over the place. I've got typos on my text. Oh, this is great. Okay. So Elephant token is 100% protocol owned locked liquidity. Well, who founded Elephant token? It's a gentleman named Tony Perkins. You can find him on LinkedIn. He goes by the nickname Bank Teller. He has more than 25 years of experience in traditional finance. He's an MIT graduate. He's been coding his entire life. He has more than 6 years in cryptocurrency, which there's so much that goes on in cryptocurrency. I'd say in real time, 1 year in crypto is about like 4 years in real time. So 6 years in DeFi is a long time. And Bank Teller has developed a lot of what we now know as DeFi, decentralized protocol, decentralized finance. So Elephant money has been around for several years now, and the token has been around, and Bank Teller continues to develop. So it's 100% protocol owned locked liquidity. All the decentralized liquidity pools are governed by the mathematics that make the automated market makers work. So what this means is that the formulas that govern the price are built into the system. And so Elephant, with its treasury growing, pulls Elephant token out of the supply, which pushes the price up and causes price appreciation. You can see it all in the treasury. And these are all wonderful things where we can look at charts, we can see formulas, we can see different ways that people have explained and described. We can see videos, the different elements of Elephant Money with what is called future. 90% of the BSD goes to the treasury, and 10% to the buffer pool. The traditional finance, the banks used to have to keep the money. They really kind of don't now. This Elephant Money is considered the world's first decentralized community bank, where the money is in the deep treasury. So the ultimate utility is that there's an appreciating store of value in the Elephant token, and it continues to outpace the liabilities. It acts in the best interest of the customers in the bank. These are notes that I took from a video by Bailey of Elephant Money Herd. We're going to get into the multiple ways that you can learn about Elephant Money. You can go onto the website and ask questions of the wiki. You can go onto the Telegram. When people ask questions, there are people on there constantly who are answering those questions and helping. You can be on Discord. You can also go onto YouTube. This is a fantastic system that is attracting so many different people from numerous walks of life. I am thrilled to have Nakisha and Liz on, and I'll ask both of you to introduce yourselves, your background, how you found Elephant Money. Why don't we just go ahead and start with you, Nakisha?
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Nakisha, and the way that I got into Elephant Money was very unique, to say the least. I've told you, Cal, about how we got into it, and well, we told everyone. Even BT knows, like, and that was quite an incredible thing. So some people may have seen our AMA with BT for the Daughters of Yah podcast for a ministry that we started last year, a women's ministry called LCF, which stands for Ladies Christian Fellowship. And we started this ministry, and we started this year praying together. So January we began to pray into the year, just for the Lord to guide us and to give us insight into what he wanted us to focus on this year, and just to, a normal fast and prayer for the start of the year. But he began to speak to us about quite a few things, and one of those things weirdly was Elephant Money, but but not just like, hey guys, Elephant Money. It wasn't like that. The way that the Lord did it was to make sure that we knew that it was only him that was talking to us, right? So basically, we all started getting this feeling like we needed to invest. We needed to start in. Oh, is everybody back? It just disappeared for me for a minute there.
Yeah, it's a little slow connection for a moment.
Are you back?
It'll come back. It looks like it's back.
Okay, good. Hopefully. So basically, we all started having weird dreams or visions about, or even our children started talking about elephants. Like we had dreams about elephants, we had visions about elephants, and our children kept choosing elephant toys. And every time we were getting together to pray, we'd noticing and this was all of us, all the women just started to get this symbolism of elephants a lot. It just started, it was overwhelming. It became very overwhelming. Like everyone's taking pictures, everyone's taking like, look what I've just seen, and we were just being flooded with elephants, but we didn't know why yet. We just knew that elephants were being highlighted to us. So we looked at the qualities of an elephant, and that they're herd animals, and they take care of their kids. They take care of each other, and they do what's best for the community, right? And so that's why it's one thing that Elephant Money is called Elephant Money, and the people who invest are called the herd, but the actual herd community operates in a very similar way. Everyone cares about, like, BT thinks about the good of the community, and the community are constantly thinking about the good of all, not just the individual, which is very rare in crypto in the first place, like to have a community like actually working together in this way. So it fits in so many ways, that the name.
Yeah.
And then I was praying, and as I was praying, I had a vision of a crypto coin, and I was like, "Wow, wow, what is this?" And then I was like, "Wait, what if all these elephants is to do with the cryptocurrency?" Because the Lord had been speaking to me about crypto and NFTs for the last year. I'm an artist myself, and I'm going to be using NFTs for my work, and how I'm going to be implementing that into my business and stuff. So I was like, I was pretty crypto savvy at this point because I had done a lot of research last year. So I was like, wait, what if it's a cryptocurrency? So I did a little bit of research and found L coin.
Okay.
That's not even a thing anymore. But that doesn't survive. That didn't survive. Apparently, because I found an article saying that L coin was going to be the next big coin, and then I looked up and I was like, oh, it died shortly afterwards. It's not the next big coin in the end.
Yeah.
So then I thought, oh no, dead end, until I found something that said Elephant.money. And at first I thought it was the same thing, but when I clicked on it, I found the Telegram group. So I was connected into the Telegram group immediately. And that's when I was like, wait, what is this? And then to see how the community operates as well, I was like, this is it, guys. This is it.
Really?
So we'd all been praying. Yeah, we'd all been praying, all of us. And so we knew that this was it. What we were looking for, we had found that project. This was it.
So you really avoided what happens to new people when you first get into the Telegram, where suddenly you get a phone call from somebody who says he's bank teller or says he's one of the administrators, let me help you out, and it's scammers, and it really messes up people's experience. But that didn't happen to you.
That did not happen to us. We were immediately, I avoided, like, I didn't even get messages. I got loads of people warning me about messages, but I never got one. And what happened instead was I was connected to people like Gedda and SK straight away.
Perfect.
Yeah, right, exactly. We were connected to them like almost immediately through Ged. And so then because of that just kind of meant that we were taking, and oh my gosh, they took such good care of us. They made sure that we were safe. But I said to them, I was like, you don't need to worry about us, ladies. If anyone tries to come into our inbox and try to scam us, what we do is we share the gospel with them and tell them that what they're doing is wrong. We share Jesus with them. And usually they leave us alone, or they come to the Lord. So it's win-win for us either way.
I love it. Well, with that, how about we jump over to you, Liz? Will you share with us what brings you into our lives? This is my first time meeting you. Nakisha and I have had the for me, it's just been such a pleasure. Wonderful to get to know Nakisha over the last while and to just develop a friendship. Elephant Money has been a source of joy for me in my life, which actually now my wife and my daughter and my family get to enjoy as well. So Nakisha, it's been wonderful having you as a friend. Liz, nice to meet you. Tell us your story.
Nice to meet you. My name is Liz. And well, as she told you, I wasn't getting any dreams or anything like that. But however, as soon as she brought it up, I remember like it was yesterday, she sent the message and I was like, elephants. I was like, that's interesting. And the next thing you know, I'm at the park and I hear someone being like, some little kid just shouted like, I go to Elephant Elementary. And I was like, whoa. I was like, what? Like, it was like, it was shared. Everybody was just, it was everywhere. And so we started getting into it. I will say that in the beginning, it was because we are trying to homeschool our children, but we were talking about not having the funds to do so. And I was like, well, that sucks. But then it was around that time that the topic of homeschooling came up, that this slowly started coming up as well. And then when it blew up, when we realized what was happening, we were like, oh, wait, this is going to provide for us to be able to homeschool our children. Like, we're not going to have to worry about the finance part of it. But then it was like, wait, but I don't know anything about crypto. Math is not my favorite subject was English. I like math was for me. So I was like very concerned about that. And then also the concerns that come with it, like you said, is the scamming. And I feel like it still has a very bad reputation because of how many people, even family, friends, like have just not had the greatest experience. So then you're kind of like served. But because it happened the way it happened and we weren't looking for it, we trusted 100% where this was coming from. And so we, in the beginning, the first AMA we did with BT, I just remember a lot of the women being like, this is a lot. I told Nakisha I had it, but I was so determined to get it. Like from making an account to like all this stuff, I was like, okay, like this is a lot, but I was like, but I know that our kids need this, our families need this. And I think one of my favorite things from the AMA with BT was, first of all, his willingness to come with us and share with us and on camera, like show us who he is, the creator of Elephant.money. I was like, okay, this is awesome. And also like just the security he gave us of the whole point as to why he created it was that it wasn't a certain group of people that could invest, but it was anybody, whoever you were, whether you were a single mom, whether you were, whoever you were in the world, you were able to be a part of it. And there was no hierarchy really. And so I was like sold. And like Nakisha said, the guys were so great. SK was incredible. He's been incredible. He any question I've had, he's just been so generous to just answer it. And so now, fast forward to half a year, I told Nakisha last night, I was like, I feel like the crypto world is mainly like you mainly see men. And I was like, but I feel like it's because women don't think that they are capable of learning it. But I was like, but within a span of 5 months, by just asking questions and making mistakes, walking people through the process, now it's very interesting knowing how much you just retain. Like I've put in so many women, I've caught them on, and even my friend now, trying to buy a house, I'm like, well, did you know? Especially, I think my favorite part about explaining, obviously.
Oh, we lost
Liz.
her. We lost Liz. Oh.
Am I back?
There you go. Yes, you're back. Oh. She's gonna fight the good fight. Oh my goodness.
Apologies, am I back?
You're gonna be an overcomer, Liz.
Am I back?
Keep at it. Back. Is your computer trying to go to sleep on you? What is it doing? So I want to make a comment about the fact that you're women and you want to be involved in this, and tie that into what you're saying about the Telegram community. It is such a wonderful environment. I've been involved in different projects, and the kind of ways that people, this can invite a lot of immature behavior, a lot of greedy attitudes. And so a lot of the communities, like the way the guys will talk, this is not a place that a woman would just be like, it's not like it's like the most horrible place in the world, but it's not something that it's not relational. It's just a lot of guys saying, when is this going to happen? And, complaining and, moaning and, not problem solving. But then you get into Elephant.money. People are answering questions. People are being fun. People are posting pictures of what they're doing. It's family, it's more of a family environment. I'll just put it that way. So, I believe you've gotten yourselves into something that is, Liz touched on it. There's not this hierarchy. It is a community bank. When I saw your AMA with with Bank Teller, it was just like, I already have been in Elephant Money for more than a year, but then he's talking to your group and now he's developed futures. So he's creating a cash flow engine for someone who can be on a very small budget, which, that just made my heart explode. Just like, this is fantastic, because it's just multiple levels of interaction can take place. Okay, Liz, we got you back.
Apologies, my husband kept calling, and I was like, "Stop calling me."
Oh, I gotcha. Oh, classic.
No, I'm gonna say that my favorite thing to explain to friends and family is the futures account, because personally, it's the most incredible thing ever. Because I'm like, think about putting $200 in a traditional bank every year. Every month. What you get from futures by compounding it, and what you get at whichever bank you bank with, it just when I tell them with the percentage and there's I forgot who did it. They did a wonderful futures calculator.
Stu.
Stu.
Yes, I'll pull that up.
Stu. Shout out Crypto Stu. He did a wonderful calculator. So when I show them, they're like, "Is this real?" And I'm like, "Yes." And so that is one of my favorite things to explain to friends and family, especially mothers near me, that I just finished breaking it down to a mother that I hang out with. And I'm like, just $200 a month. Like, it's very simple. And I was like, imagine if you can do it like bi-weekly or weekly.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the pushback I get is like people avoiding, which has pushed me to like research more, is having so many questions as to how does that sound real? Even with my husband saying you realize that sounds like impossible. And I'm like, because you haven't done it. So then it pushed me to like do more research, to have more answers. So when we hit the the flippening happened, I explained to my husband, and he's like, so you're telling me that every single one of our neighbors like can be a millionaire if they wanted to, if they invest in this? And it's funny. And I was like, yes. I was like, actually, I might as well. I was like, I would want to go and knock on every door, actually, because it actually like the process. I was like, it actually like helps us advance. I was like, and that's the thing. I was like, yes, and just incredible just to be a part of it, and just how it came about, and being a woman, a mother who has no time. To learn so fast.
Oh man, that is, there's so many of us can relate to that. Is on the Elephant chat, we're always talking about, hey, I want to share this with family and friends, and people's eyes glaze over when you start talking to them about it, because it sounds too good to be true. There's this bad reputation, there's the concern, gosh, this is just speculation, but yet we can look at the numbers and watch how it has performed daily, just constantly. And, every week we can see BlackBerry guys weekly reports and then just read those stats. We can look at Crypto Stu's calculator, but it's not just like, oh, this is speculative. What we can then do is actually look at the growth of the futures accounts, and then look at the growth of the treasury, look at how much bigger the treasury is compared to the liabilities. And then you can go deep down into, well, can this be sustainable? Can it be long-term? Well, you can look at the details of how it's built in, the limiters that are there, that are in place. But then how the liabilities are going to be paid out are through three different mechanisms. The third mechanism being the Elephant Money Treasury, which by the time it would ever need to help pay out for futures, the price of Elephant will have appreciated so much, it would be a trickle of the amount that the Elephant Money Treasury would have to kick in to help pay.
And that's something Bitcoin does not have. So
not even close.
Hit them with but Bitcoin doesn't have that. And it doesn't like the liabilities that we're able to supply is incredible. And Bitcoin, when it first started, nobody believed in it. They were like, whatever. And then I was sharing with Nakisha, a dude asked somebody to buy him a pizza in exchange for Bitcoin, ended up earning 200 million because back then it wasn't worth anything. So I was like, now imagine that, like now, but seeing it like historical data that it's going to happen again. And it's just on the way. It's math. So that's why I was like, no, I'm staying.
Right. That's absolutely correct. No, that's just great. I love how you're how you share some of this, and yet it's also impressive that you did see this, because there are some people, the word is getting out there, and there are some YouTube creators who are putting out some videos, and some of them are really positive about it. And then I saw one video where this guy sits there and he says, well, futures it's just a Ponzi, but he didn't get into any of the details of the protocol. So therefore, he was basically misstating information. He was spreading complete misinformation. And, one of the things that I love about this community is sometimes somebody will post about that. You say, hey, look, this guy, said this. And, we all have that same reaction. Hey, I want to go to his channel and say something. But then everybody else, in a really the nicest kind of a way, says, nah, let's just not give them any attention. Let's not use our energy up on that. We've got so much else we can be doing that's positive. We can help new people. We can keep studying. And I love that. Our energy is focused on let's just keep the positivity going.
One of the rules I have basically is, even if people are speaking badly about you, this is a good sign. This means you're making moves, that you're causing a ripple. You're
absolutely.
Making waves. So even if there is a video out there that says elephant money is a blah blah blah, like, brilliant, they just said elephant money. It's like, well, you shouldn't trust elephant money. Brilliant, they just said elephant money again. So true. It just creates the drama. It just creates the hype, and it proves, because there's more good about elephant money than there is bad, honestly, out there. And it just proves that you're doing something right when you're upsetting people, but they can't tell you why they're upset.
No.
That's interesting, right? So no, I have seen quite a few projects, and there's a few impressive things about other projects too. And one of those impressive things that I saw in another project that wasn't in Elephant Money yet was about utilizing NFTs in as a product. And then boom, here we are. Elephant Money's got NFTs and it's doing the thing. So I'm like, how did you just become more perfect? Elephant,
let me tell you,
just become more perfect?
I hear you. I'm with you on that one. Yeah. I mean, there's so many ways that we can acknowledge where a lot of the people in Jed and DeFi Springs, SK Crypto K, and Crypto Stu, Crypto Slow, the list goes on and on. These folks have been investing in decentralized finance for many, many years. They've seen a lot of stuff come and go. What you said, Liz, about Bitcoin is brilliant. You have to sell your Bitcoin to get your profits. So you're out. With Elephant Money, you get reflections. You actually get more Elephant Money. You can reinvest some of your Elephant Money, so you can take some divs, sell a few of your tokens. As the price appreciates, we could sell a few tokens and then invest some of those back into futures, passive income. And then we get into NFTs, which Elephant Money NFTs will be the first NFTs that I have ever had that already have some value. In the past, when I've gotten into some projects and I get an NFT, I mean, I remember one, I watched it for about 6 months. I watched the project. Finally, oh yes, okay, I'll buy one of the NFTs. That's kind of how it was based on. You buy the NFT, and then it appreciates, and you get some more. They folded literally 4 days after I bought the NFT. So what happens is it sits in your wallet. So I'll look at my wallet and I'm like, that darn thing. Where's the delete button? And I have several of those. And so again, I'm going to do a video of Elephant.money being a series of firsts for me in this crypto journey. And I honestly don't know whether I'd be getting excited every day about decentralized finance if Elephant.money hadn't become the cornerstone for me. Because the first year was months of excitement. I'm learning this, I'm getting into all of this stuff, and it was exciting. And then the bear market came thundering in, everything crashed, everything folded. So my value of my portfolio just went down to peanuts. And I really did rely on faith and believe that God had led me into this educational journey and that I wasn't going to give up. I even did a video on it when I was just starting to do some videos. Now, what am I going to do? I'm just going to dig in. I'm going to keep doing things. And then I became friends with SK Crypto K, which I found out about Elephant.money through his videos. And then on the Telegram, he started helping me out, started answering questions. I started seeing how incredible the Telegram is. And then I saw your AMA and started becoming friends with the other folks, with Jed and Stu and Springs. You know, one thing has led to another. So this has become a series of firsts for me. So we've got some fun comments coming across the screen. And this is really fun for my wife because this has given her, you know, something to engage in. So she wanted me she's giving you a shout. Darth Knight, you've been to every one of these. Thank you so much for being here. You'll never find another dev like BT. The man really cares about the community. It's so true because the way he sets it up, some of his comments I have memorized, you know, some of the things he says, his phrases where he says, our goal is for that none of you get wrecked, you know. That, you know, those kind of comments are really wonderful. Hey, shout out Jed. Jed is one of the administrators. He helps keep the spams off, he just keeps the nonsense away. And he helps answer questions and he helps add to the positivity. Love you, man. And then some new folks. Is this a friend of yours? You know Mikey Chili? Nice. Good to see ya. 1986 celebration. Good to see you. Oh.
That's Blackberry guy.
Blackberry guy. Hey. Wow. We put the pieces together. I love it. I love it. Jenna, I believe that Jenna is located in Africa. This is a fully international world that we're living. This is so cool. This
is what's so great about this project and crypto in general is it's international, and it's you know, for now, this window of opportunity before governments can figure out how to control all of this, because they can't, we can be doing what we're doing. And, you know, one of the things that we came together as a ministry to do, as Liz said, was to homeschool our children. And we're creating a program in our ministry to help other people to homeschool, even if they are not that confident in it, right? So we're doing something that can be replicated. And what's so cool about this being international is that we know that our mission that God's got us on is going to take us to the nations, where we will try to onboard as many people and families as possible into Elephant, so it can give them something else, because this is where the world starts to move forward. It leaves many people behind, right? And so we don't want to leave anyone behind. We want to bring people into a place where they have something for their families, where they have a hope and a future for their families. And teaching how to build wealth, teaching money sense to a lot of people who just don't have it, or you know what the world is like. It can be a cruel and dark place, and a lot of people fall into habits that are unhealthy for them and keeps them, and they stay trapped in these cycles. And it's like, well, part of our job is to create houses of refuge, to rescue women and children in abusive and dangerous situations, building schools, building, just safe places for people to be able to have what it is that God intended for them to have, the type of life that they've intended to have before it all went wrong. So, with these projects, we're looking to Elephant to actually help us as a ministry. So it started off being, let's homeschool our kids, and we're going to need something saved up to do that, into maybe this is going to help us to fund our projects in the world. It's going to help us to do all of that. And so that is another level of what is possible because of a project like this, of what you see. So it's quite incredible already, the work that we're doing to set all that up so that we can do that. And if any of our elephant herd are in Spain, hook your sisters up, okay?
I believe there is a woman in Spain who translates. I believe she's in Spain, but she translates. I believe it's the Blackberry Guy Weekly. She takes a regular report and translates them. So I see her on the chats all the time. Yeah.
Well, there is a reason why, and that is another place where the Lord is leading us and showing us that we're going to do things in that nation in Spain. And so that's what we're going to be. That's why I'm saying, because we know that there's other people involved in this. We know that there is something. So that's why I'm just putting it out there. It's like, if any of the herd are in Spain, hook your sisters up, please. Let us know where you are.
Oh, I love it.
No, I was gonna say, a wonderful opportunity also, because like you said, that one of the things about the crypto world is greed, and that's people, to their detriment, really, because of greed, has dug themselves many graves. But I feel like with this project, because you are in a space where greed is rampant, the way that BT has made it is so that projects like this can be born, and people who struggle with greed can see it and be like, wait, I have all this money that I've made with Elephant Money, and these people have all that money, but a lot of it is, being put into these things. Like, it kind of gives them my hope is that a lot of people who struggle with that would see that there's so much more fulfillment in being able to have for your sustainment and the way you live, but also to help people. And that's what BT is about. He recognizes the injustices around the world as to companies who, because of greed, have the resources but hold back. And so them being released and people not holding back, my desire is that other people see that and recognize, like, I'm actually not fulfilled because it's all about people. And so that's one of the things I really like about a voice note BT did a while back, just talking about, certain companies holding back when really they can be helping people.
Yeah, isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? Yeah, he's flipping traditional banking on its ear, because we've just been under the thumb of them saying, hey, put your money in our bank. Here's a high yield mutual fund savings account, and you put as much money as you possibly can in there. And then when you really calculate the interest they're giving you, you're just like, you are not giving us, this is nothing. So to have really a high yield cash flow engine like this, for this to truly be what the traditional banking was, kind of, I don't know the history of it, but it was, it could be set up to do that. Let's put it that way, because money is designed to work for those who've pulled it together, and you make it grow and so forth. But then you have the different actors who've made decisions that work for themselves and not for the greater good. So, okay. So with that, let me jump to real quickly this calculator that you mentioned, Liz. This Crypto Stu's incredible calculator. Okay. And here it is. Now, what you can do, I will put a link to this for those of you who would like one. There's a link, and you make a copy of it. And I'm going to give you a tip right off the bat. First off, these are the instructions. And I think I need to take the comment out of the way so you can see you're going to have to see the bottom. Let me see if I can hide the comment. Okay. Well, I'll just have to tell everybody. Down at the bottom, you're going to see tabs. Oh, yes. You see where my hand is? The little hand down here? Okay. So on this side where it's kind of behind the banner, maybe I'll do this. I'll get rid of this banner. Working with two screens. I'm going to hide the banner so we can see this. Yes. Okay. This first page. This took me a little bit to figure out, and I was so happy when I did. You see how that first page, it's instructions. So it's giving you a little tutorial on what to do. Okay. You'll enter your initial deposit, how regular deposit amount, and then this is a drop-down menu that will come up. So now to then use the calculator, go down to a tab to the dashboard. Now you're going to be able to put numbers in. And what's really neat is as soon as you finish putting in a number, these graphs over here change. Okay, so you put in an initial deposit, and then how often am I going to deposit? I'll do weekly, bi-weekly, multiple choices you have. You can say, I'm going to claim. There are so many options here. I can claim 1 week and then 3 weeks deposit until I get to a certain goal. And then you can change your strategy and you can chart all of that out and say, hey, then now I'm going to do 1 month claim, 3 months deposit. I mean, there are just so many different options on this incredible Crypto Stu futures calculator. I'm so happy that my wife and I, her comments are coming up here. It works out great that she can listen from work. But we started a futures account for our daughter. And this is an opportunity for us because we homeschool her as well. So, which is great. We get a chance to choose certain things we want to focus on, finance being one of them. She was laughing about, near the end of the year, she saw a video where a girl said, hey, I just graduated from high school and I don't know how to do any of the basics in life. That's kind of the summary of her video. She says, I don't know. Now I need to figure out how to manage my money and how to take care of the house and do things that I need for living. So my daughter is already aware that she needs life skills young, and money being one of them. So that's a neat thing. Okay, so we were going to do some tutorial, and specifically for how to get your money into crypto, how to buy Elephant.money. Specifically, where would you? I'm kind of driving the conversation on that. Actually, let me ask you: are there particular questions you have, things you'd like to address with that?
No, I haven't had a problem doing that.
Okay.
The women in the ministry can find it a bit fiddly at first, but
okay.
What I think one of the main things that has come back is about the gas fees. No, I don't have a problem with the gas fees, because what I've learned to do is just keep a little bit extra BNB in my wallet. I always just top that up and make sure that I keep extra in there, so that when I go to buy, the gas fees are covered. I don't have to try and guess it. But what was it you were doing with Shanice the other day, Liz, and it was causing the gas fees to be weird?
I think we were just trying to figure out like how much to leave behind, because I wanted her to get the exact amount that she wanted to invest, because I know she wanted to keep some in her wallet. So I was like, so we got this far. So I was messaging everybody. I was like, help. But yeah, it's just a little, I think it's just the gas fees. And then another problem we've been having, not so often, but is certain banks not working with crypto.com, which I know we can use Coinbase, and but I heard that Coinbase is a little bit more complicated in terms of like the transferring of funds and stuff like that. So my immediate resort is I can Cash App you, because that's what SK did for me. Glory to God for SK. He Cash App me, and we were able to set that up. But there's certain banks that just crypto.com just does not like. And she was trying to avoid creating a whole new bank account just for that sake. So I don't know if there was anything aside from crypto.com or Coinbase, if there was something else that is all bank friendly. But if not, it's okay. But yeah, that was another kind of bump on the road there.
Okay. I can speak from my own personal experience. I started with crypto.com. That worked well for me. My personal issue is that I don't like doing so much on my phone, and crypto.com, it has to be on my phone. And so eventually I moved to laptop with Coinbase, and I find it to be really, really simple. So any specific questions, people could feel free to message me about that. I think what the challenges people have with banks, I think it's common. I think it's common, because when I look at the Telegram chat as often as I can. I try to read every message. Now that NFTs have come out, it's gone even faster. So if I miss a few hours, I'm like, oh boy, I'm 400 messages behind. But it's fun. You still just catch a lot of stuff, but people struggle. It's just a common thing, struggling with the banks. I think the banks, this is my own theory, no expert knowledge of this at all, but I think the banks don't hold a lot of liquidity. So when we need to do a transaction, they're like, okay, but we need 4 days to send that money. Or like, if I go to Coinbase and I go $5,000, it'll still take 3-4 days before that's actually money in the Coinbase that I can then send to my wallet. So I think it's on the bank end of things. And I think with crypto.com, I think, again, it's the banks. I don't think it's crypto.com, because I hear people have the same struggles from different parts of the world, whatever they're using. Their banks are they're kind of fighting it. It's just there's a resistance.
That's good to know that it's not like actually Coinbase or crypto.com, but rather the bank's end. So that way, like, you keep crypto or Coinbase, but check in with your bank for sure. And honestly, I think it's worth changing your bank personally. If you did have to do that, because it doesn't take that long.
Yeah. I do. Yeah. My wife and I do work with, we have 2 smaller banks that we do all of our finances through. I just always have a much better feeling. One is a credit union, another one is just a small, more regional bank. I can get to know the people in the branch. Those are helpful situations for me. Yeah.
Okay.
Any other questions? Any questions about wallet security, things like that? Is everybody using a cold wallet? And are you familiar with that? Should we touch on that a little bit?
What's a cold wallet? Is that like MetaMask?
Okay. So when you interact, are you using MetaMask? Okay.
I am actually using Binance DeFi wallet, and I'm locked out because Wallet Connect. I know.
Okay.
I know.
Oh, darn it. Okay.
Yeah.
So I've used MetaMask a bunch, and then I started hearing on the Telegram that there's a new wallet that is better, which was great timing because MetaMask was getting like freezing and holding me up. And so guys were saying Rabby Wallet. I was like, whoa.
It's still freezing for me. So
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It takes forever, and yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, this is great because boy, I think I heard it from Jed. Once again, he's the man. Rabby Wallet, just like a rabbit. Rabby. I got Rabby Wallet. I said, "Oh man, this is really, really nice." So it never hangs up.
What is it?
It is just like MetaMask. So what it is it is a. Let me share. I'll share to show you. Okay. Oh, let me rather than double. Oh, yeah, I can do this. Okay. While I'm doing this, I want to tell you, I pulled up the 3.1 version of the crypto Stu Calculator. And let me see. Boy, I lost it. He commented he has already updated it. Oh, so that's great. The one I have was, oh, here we go. Okay, so Stu, thank you so much. Version 3.3 is the one to use. So I will put a link to that on the description of this video. So thank you, Stu. Okay. And then we'll get into gas fees real quick because he had something to say about gas fees. So this is great. We're just covering all sorts of amazing stuff here. Okay, so let's say we're in Coinbase. Oh, wait, I'm not sharing yet. I can only yay. Okay. So what you do is you get into extensions, search for or you just do a search. I think you would maybe. It's funny how you do something and then a while later you forget what you did to do it. So let's just pretend I've never done this before. Rabby Wallet. Okay, so I did a search. I downloaded it. Okay. And then I added it to my extensions. As you see my extensions up here. So here's my wallet. All right. Now, you click here to add a wallet. So what is a cold wallet? This is a version of a cold storage wallet. This is a Swiss-based company. And it's just like a credit card. This can be, can go underwater. It can be frozen. You can bury it and it'll still work. The point of having a cold wallet is that in order for a transaction to go through, this has to be an interface as part of that transaction. Okay. And that helps so that people cannot just automatically, you can't make a mistake and click on something and give approval for tokens. And then a nefarious actor now has approval to just reach into your wallet and take your tokens. When I need money to go out of my wallet, this has to be a part of the transaction. And so then to add a new address on this, it's not. I think for security, it's not sharing that. But on this Rabby Wallet, if you click here, you add a wallet, and then on it's based on my phone. It scans, and all of my interactions. I see all of my stuff on my wallet. So you get an app, okay, and there's my wallet. So that's a very good idea to get cold wallet for your security. Okay. And so Stu said something about gas fees. Let me see if I can find that. Where is that comment about gas? Let's see. Where are you? Here we go. Stu, if you're getting strange gas fees, try revoking and then reapproving the contract. Okay. So what's wonderful, one of the, it's hard not to sound like just totally cornball, just going, this is great. This is great. And that's amazing. But it's true. So say you're working on futures. Okay. So when you do something, you're interacting with the protocol, interacting with every protocol, what you do before you do something, you have to approve, right? Sometimes what you need to do just to make things smooth is, because there are a lot of moving parts, you to make sure you approve. And every once in a while, what happens to people is when the wallet comes up, there is a huge gas fee. It can fix it to revoke and just kind of, it's just basically doing a reset. Revoke approval and then reapprove, that fixes it. I had to do that one time only. But this website, what I was saying earlier, is when you go into Elephant.money and you need to do things, it is really, really clean and simple. And I really like that. I mean, even if you have some experience in crypto, the last thing you want is just something that's really challenging. But then again, we also want to bring in people who are new, and you want to show them something that's very, very simple. So for people watching who are going, oh, they're talking about NFTs. What is that about? We keep hearing about NFTs. What is an NFT? The best way I can describe an NFT for myself or for somebody who's brand new, an NFT is kind of like a key card. When you go to a hotel and they're like, you're in room 301, here, they give you a card. That card swipes you, allows you access into what you just signed up for. So to me, an NFT is direct access to a portion of that protocol. And BT just came out with unlimited NFTs. There are 10,000 coming out in their first supply, 1 BNB each. Once again, very accessible. A lot of the times when these things come out, $500, $1,000 is a floor price. I remember when a protocol came, when protocol came out, $1,000 is your minimum. So 1 BNB, you get an NFT, a share of 1% of the Elephant.money token is divided throughout everyone who holds NFTs. So again, a form of passive income, something you hold and you stake. You buy an NFT, you just say, hey, I mint, your BNB balance shows up. I'm going to do one. I have to buy some more BNB so I can get another one. And then you manage it and you stake it. So if it's staked, I love that you can just see all of the numbers, how many are staked, how many rewards have been put out. Just fantastic.
Does it show how many left.
How many NFTs are left?
Before it hits the 10,000.
Before the first 10,000? Yes. After these first 10,000, then it's going to double in price. Right now, 2,966 NFTs have been minted. So there we have it. Yes. Great. Anybody have any other questions at this point on any other portions of the protocol? Do you think, are there any things that some of the women in your group, I love that we're covering some of these. This is thrilling for me. This is part of what I want to do. I don't have a long history in finance like you. I have a master's degree in counseling psychology. I've been a middle school counselor. My wife and I have been professional musicians together for 30 years. And yet I decided, hey, I'm going to put myself through finance school in decentralized finance. And the best way for me to do that is to not only dig in to learn, but then if I can flip it and learn to teach, that forces me to study even more. So I love that we're doing this, because then I also hope that this is a blessing for others who see this video in the future, and know this is a lot of fun for the community. We've got a lot of fun people.
Not a question, but just a comment that we've only been 5 months, or if that.
Okay.
And just how easy it is to learn it. Like if you're a woman or a mother who doesn't have the time, and you're like, I actually don't know. It's really not as complicated as the world makes it seem to be, really. Like, I was just telling Nakisha last night, I was like, I thought I didn't understand or anything, but then I'm such a believer in this that when someone asks questions, it just comes out. Like,
oh, that's awesome.
I'm just like, but this. And so what I love about futures is that it's like a no-brainer. Like, you just 200 every month. It's not something that's complicated at all. And it's just a comment that it's really like, if you're somebody that's out there that you're like, I have no idea, and I'm brand new, I don't even know like a lot of, because there is a lot of like terminology and little bits and bobs there, but it's really not hard at all.
Yeah, that is great. And I almost envy the fact that you have people who ask questions. Because a lot of the times when I'm telling people, I'm just met with silence. And then I'm like, okay, I guess I have to change the subject. Because people get, they just get scam adverse, and crypto's a big world, 22,000 tokens. And, like, people don't want to try to wrap their mind around it.
Because being able to show the growth. So like, we haven't been in it that long, but like with my husband, I was like, Nakisha's account grew, look.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yes.
And so he's kind of like, because a lot of people need to see it to believe it, unfortunately. But
yes.
I showed him our MetaMask wallet, and I'm like, look, it's growing. And he's like, oh. And so it's something that you can actually show family. Like, I wouldn't, like, we actually have like the results. And then like the elephant chart, which I always pull out on my techie savvy friends. I have one that's in crypto that's like, whatever. And then as soon as they see that chart, they're like, how do I sign in?
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Now, you talked about being able to learn. So what's great, you can point people in this direction. Go to the menu on the side, get into documentation, and then click on search, and then it gets even better. Click into the lens and start asking questions of the wiki. Have you tried this yet? No shame. And if you haven't, because there's so much to learn. No. But I'm asking you because when you get a chance, it's really wonderful.
It's so much better to just do it that way. And then I mean, I know everybody's so helpful, but you also kind of don't want to feel like a burden on the chat. So it'd be helpful to research first, and then if you really then coming onto the chat.
I hear you. That is so true. I mean, people are incredibly patient on the chat, but then there are times where somebody keeps peppering questions and pepper, and you're like, aren't you considering that you could be digging in on some of this stuff there? You know, you are getting an escort service right now, but after a while, it's like, hey, there are a lot of and so this is one of the ways people answer. They say, hey, go to the wiki, go right here, because you can. You know, there are questions already here. You can type in here, analyzing content to answer your question. These are wonderful things. And what I do is on Telegram is when people post different elements of this, I'll put it into saved messages. I also have use notes. And so what I do is, let's see if I can find my notes real quick. So I keep notes, and these notes are on my phone, my iPad, and on my laptop. And so then I'm just constantly taking copious notes. And so what I do is I just look at different ways that I can just summarize the different features. So what I did here is ways to learn. I touched on this at the beginning, but you go to the wiki, go to Telegram, Discord, YouTube, which leads me to the next thing I wanted to do, is tell you about how we can, another way to learn. Mm-hmm. So we have some wonderful content creators. I'm not going in any particular order. I'm just going off the top of my head. Top of mind awareness, EMH. Let's see. And here's what you can do. Go to YouTube, just type in Elephant.money. You can see some really wonderful things on here. Okay, so Elephant.money Herd. Bailey keeps going over the math. You mentioned SK Crypto K. He just did a video on NFTs. And there's Crypto Stu will do different videos. Here's an AMA I was able to do with James Pelton and SK Crypto K. So if that is a medium of which you or your friends and family would like to learn, it's a fantastic way to do so. What I'm going to do is leave some of these in the description, because what I think at this point is really important to do is let's pick particular ones. SK Crypto K, Elephant.money Herd, and Crypto Stu. There are some people who are coming out with a bit of content. They're not quite nailing the details quite yet. Not putting anybody down, but I just want us to, to know that there are some folks who, they're really directing their attention to illustrating, what is absolutely the true numbers in the content. Okay. So I know I'm missing a few. I know Jed puts out videos. These are, Elephant.money Herd and SK Crypto K tend to put out the most often. And so.
No, I can testify to that, because when Nakisha was like, oh, Elephant.money, before we even had the AMA, before any of that, we went on YouTube. And the first video that comes up, it was not SKs or anybody. I don't know who it was.
Yeah.
But all they said was like, congratulations, you're going to be a millionaire. And I'm like, okay, and then they just didn't do the greatest job at explaining. So
Right?
it made me feel a little reserved. So it's nothing to put anyone down about, but it is important to get the right information because I was like, okay.
That is funny. Well, gosh, this has been great. Let's just stop. Why don't we wrap up just looking at a few comments? Any closing remarks you have to do? Stu, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Dark Knight, thank you. Stu has to run. He's in what's fun is on the chat is I'll go into the chat at like 10:30 at night, my time and Pacific time. And all of the Europeans are saying, good morning, Herd. So then we'll say, hey, we're passing the baton on to you. Have a great time. And then I'll wake up in the morning and I'll see what everybody who's been awake, who's been in the daytime, what they've all been saying. It's just wonderful. As has this time with you two. This has just been a great time. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing your stories. And I'm sure people are going to get a lot out of what we've talked about. We're just looking forward to more, to what the future holds. Do any of you have anything you want to share as we finish up our time here?
Just want to say thank you. Thank you for having us.
Oh, gosh. It's my pleasure. I've been totally looking forward to this. And as always, it exceeded my expectations.
I think Nakisha say something.
Yeah. Sorry? What'd you say?
Oh, I wasn't sure if Nakisha, I think Nakisha was going to say something.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Nakisha?
So I have my baby on my lap, as is so normal for us. Yes, it's bedtime here in the UK.
Oh.
So my baby has just had her bath. But this has been really, really good. And I think the alternative wallet and information is going to be really useful, especially to me, who's found herself locked out. Yes. But I need to, because I want to get in on these NFTs. I don't want to miss out on the NFTs. I want to start jumping in on that as well. So yeah. So that was really good.
You've got resources. You can start hitting us up on the chat and you'll get some help on how to get back in.
Yes, I need to get back in for sure.
Okay.
But this has been great, and it's great to be part of a community and a project that we can actually get behind and not have any kind of insecurity about it. It's good. Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah.
You can look at the numbers and they're growing. They have been growing in a bear market.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So no, there's good things set for this project that is coming. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Until next time, this is DC Crypto Man signing off. Sleep tight, y'all. Great to meet you, Liz. God bless you. Bye-bye.